Hello, everyone! The sun was shining, birds were tweeting, and Endermen were stealing. Wait, what? It's morning, and I woke up to the sound of birds tweeting and sun shining in my face. Life was good. That was until I noticed that someone had stolen all the blocks off my house. I mean, all of them. What? And how? This is crazy. A single block was floating above my head, and then another and another. It was an Enderman. It was stealing my house one block at a time, and it wasn't even trying to hide. Did it drop something? No. Then it disappeared. I followed the Enderman into the woods. I had to get my revenge. After a while, the Enderman stopped and dropped the block it was carrying. It walked a few steps back and forth, like it was waiting for something. And then it disappeared again. I couldn't believe how careless it was. I mean, you can see that I'm here. Do you want to just walk right past me? It took a few more blocks from my house and then disappeared once more. Oh, no, not again. I found it by a lake and it was carrying another block. So I hit it with my sword and it disappeared before I could actually hit it. Where did it go? There's water everywhere. It must have teleported into the water. I jumped into the lake and found a small cave nearby. Maybe the Enderman went in there. I swam underwater to the opening and took a big gulp of air. I looked around to make sure that the Enderman wasn't hiding anywhere close by. I didn't want any more surprises. I started to look around the cave. I could see a ladder in the distance. That's probably where the Enderman went. I swam over to the ladder and climbed out of the lake. I looked around and realized that I was in a forest. Wait, this isn't the forest near my house. This is much deeper in the woods. And the Enderman is still nowhere to be seen. I'm gonna find you. I searched around to see if there was anything here. There was a small dirt hut, but other than that, nothing. I decided to check inside the dirt hut. I walked up to the hut and looked around. There was a door on the side, but it wasn't any door that I recognized. I tried pushing it open, but it wouldn't budge. Then I noticed a lever next to the door. I pulled it, and the door slowly opened up. I walked inside and saw a crafting table and a furnace. But in the middle of the room was a chest. I walked over to it and opened it up. There was a pearl inside. It looked important, but I didn't know what it was. Then I heard a familiar sound. Was that the Enderman? It was. It teleported out of the corner and landed on the ground. It picked up the pearl and put it in front of me. I think it wanted me to take it. So I did. As soon as I picked the pearl up, my vision started to blur. What is this? The Enderman started to fade away. Wait! Where are you going? It disappeared. And then I blacked out. When I woke up, I was inside of my house and the sun was setting in the sky. That was weird. Wait a second. Why is it dark outside? I thought it was morning when I left my house. How long was I gone? And why do I have a sword in my hand? I don't remember putting this here. It was then that I noticed my house. Well, what's left of it? All the walls were gone, and I was standing inside of a hole. There was dirt piled up next to the hole, along with some wood and a bucket of water. It looked like the Enderman had tried to build a well or something. And then I noticed something strange. There was a small staircase leading up from the bottom of the hole. I climbed out of the hole and stood next to the staircase. If I climbed down it, I would fall directly into my basement. But those blocks weren't there before. Did the Enderman do this? It built a secret entrance into my house. Why? I mean, why would it do that? And where did it go? I climbed down the stairs and went exploring underground. I found diamonds, emeralds, and gold. It even had my tools. They were all sitting in a crafting grid. This is amazing! The Enderman is actually really nice. Wait, what's that noise? It sounded like the Enderman was screaming. I ran over to the sound and found it sitting on the ground with its head facing the wall. It was looking at me. I waved hello, but it didn't respond. It kept staring at me. Was it trying to tell me something? I don't know. But I followed it back to the surface. It led me to a clearing in the woods. In the middle of the clearing was a giant oak tree. Underneath the oak tree was a crafting table. On the crafting table was a name tag. I picked it up and placed it on the nearest block. The name tag read, "Thank you." Why? Why is it thanking me? I don't understand. But then I remembered the pearl. It must have been an end pearl. Maybe this entire time the Enderman was trying to give me the pearl so I would come here. But why? I looked around to see if there was anything else. There was a hole dug into the side of the hill. I walked over to the hole and saw another crafting table. On the crafting table was a diamond pickaxe. It was enchanted. I mean, it's unbreakable. This is awesome. Thank you.